used to have a bass boat, but then I sold the thing. Do I miss it? We're going to talk about that.
Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Fish Talk.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Fish Talk, a show where I have 5 minutes on the timer to discuss all things fishing. Guess what? The show appears every single Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time Zone, so click that red subscribe button below to stay tuned. Also, I've drank a ton of coffee today, so we're going to go rapid fire. Let's go. This coffee tastes fabulous. You know what else is fabulous? 5 minutes is on this timer, and you know what that means, right? Boop. It's time to get real. That's what it means, folks. It's time to get real. We're talking about a story. I've got a story for you. A very good, juicy story. When I was in college, I bought a bass boat. That's the story. A lot of people already knew that. But I did buy a bass boat back in college, and what was it? It was a 19-foot Basscat Pantera with a 200-horse Mercury on that puppy. Puppy scooted. Puppy was quick. It was fun. I enjoyed that boat thoroughly. Caught a whole heck of a lot of fish out of it. Did all right in my college tournaments, you know. I definitely learned and grew as an angler by owning the boat. But eventually, a couple years later, I had to sell it because I was moving to California. Had some mechanical issues with the boat. It just was not gonna. No. We're in 5 Minute Fish Talk. That text has to wait. I'm a person, okay? Anyways, I had to sell the boat, and it just was not going to work for me, so I sold it. Now, the question of the day is this. Do I regret selling it? Do I miss my boat? Do I not miss my boat? Well, we're going to talk about all those things, and then at the very end, we're going to form a conclusion on the whole situation. So first and foremost, what do I not miss about owning a bass boat? Well, I tell you what, the first thing that probably anybody would tell you about having any kind of boat is they have mechanical issues. I don't miss that one bit. Any issues that came up and I had to spend a bunch of money on, I didn't like that. I don't like spending money on things that aren't fun. I like spending money on fun things. And mechanical issues are not fun. So I don't miss that at all. I'm not a very mechanically inclined person, and so generally if there was something wrong, I just had to go pay somebody to do it. Yeah, they're not very cool. Aside from that, the other thing that I don't really miss that much is just all the work that goes into owning it, all the prep work going into taking it out to a lake, the post work to getting back home from a fishing day, getting the cover on it. You want to fuel it up, you want to put oil in it, whatever. You got to do all these little things. Whereas my current situation, obviously I fish out of a kayak, and fishing out of a kayak is so much easier. You put the thing on your roof, you take it off, you get it all prepped up, and you fish. There's really not that much labor involved otherwise. You don't have to find a boat takes up a lot of space. I had to park it in my parents' backyard. I don't think they really liked it. I killed a lot of grass by doing so. Ultimately, the thing is a boat just requires more work. The other things, though, what I do actually miss about owning my bass boat, what I've loved about it that I just can't really do anymore, number one is kind of obvious, right? Covering water. I could go to a big lake and fish the whole thing. Now, in a kayak, I have to really fish small portions of a big lake, or I just have to fish small lakes. I love fishing small lakes, so it's not a huge issue, but I do miss being able to just run down the lake and fish this pocket that otherwise I wouldn't be able to do in anything else. So I do miss that. The other thing that I really miss that, maybe is a little bit different than you might think is power fishing, like true power fishing. I don't think you can really, really be a true power fisherman in a paddle kayak. In a pedal drive, maybe a little bit more, but the thing is, what it takes to be a really good power fisherman is putting down the trolling motor, putting it on 100 and going down a bank and cranking, going down a bank and chatterbait, spinnerbait, whatever, flipping a jig against trees and just moving water. You know what? In a kayak, you just can't move that much water, so I definitely miss the power fishing aspect of things. I'm more of a finesse fisherman anyways, but I do really miss those days on the water where you go on a windy point and you crank really hard and you catch fish that way. It's super fun, and I don't get that near as often anymore. The last thing that I miss, guys, see, I've got this need. It's a need for speed, folks, and I can't go fast in my kayak. I liked going fast. I like, every guy likes going fast. We like fire, we like knives, we like shooting guns, and we like going fast. These are things that we like to do. I can't go fast in a kayak unless I could tie up to a boat. Never mind that. Regardless, those are the things that I miss about my kayak, or my boat. And those are the things that I don't miss about it. Ultimately, the ultimate story here is that I love my setup now. I love fishing out of a kayak. And the pros of owning a kayak far outweigh the cons of not owning a boat. I think I'm going to be a kayak fisherman pretty much the rest of my life. I'll maybe get another boat someday, but I'm always going to have a kayak. I love my kayak. Super good exercise and so on and so forth. You already know why I like my kayak. Regardless, the point is that I don't necessarily miss my bass boat. I do think that everyone, should, like, if they want to buy a boat, they should at least look into it, and they should fish out of other people's and everything and try to run other people's boats and decide whether or not it's something they really, really want. And I highly encourage people to fish out of boats. But personally, woo! Oh, God, that actually scared the heck out of me. Woo! I got all my points across, so that's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you so very much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and guess what? We'll catch you next time!